I was like, all right, guys, welcome. We are at Beres Chiropractic. If you don't know, Beres works with us a lot. He is one of our Doomsday sponsors. He is one of our gym sponsors. He does a bunch of stuff for our athletes. So we are going to talk with him today, and he's going to tell us a little bit about what he does here for athletes.
Well, welcome, Dr. Beres. Most people come into my office because they sit at a desk, they've hurt their back from inactivity. That's one aspect of what I do. The other part that I really love and enjoy is taking care of athletes. I love to take someone who maybe got hurt in the gym, get them better, but the other side of it is take someone who's doing really well and take them to that next level. Open up their hips, get more range of motion, a lot of preventative, and then just the little aches and pains that come along from overuse. So I have my Graston tools. I'm going to be working on Josh to demonstrate. He's been using, working out a lot. He's been getting a little inner elbow pain, a little golfer's elbow is what fits on the inside. So go ahead and have a seat, Josh, and we'll kind of start the process. Who's this over? So straddle the seat facing me.
So real quick, you're saying, so basically what you're saying is that they can come to you if they're having some sort of pain, but they want to continue to come to you to keep, to prevent that pain from happening.
Right, so if you get, that's a good point. So if an athlete comes in who's been hurt, get them out of pain, but then also kind of continue with the corrective care, preventative care, so that they don't re-injure themselves. Because you're going to re-injure yourself if you have a pre-existing condition and then you get better and then you keep going back doing poor form or doing, if you have a weak muscle group that's just prone to being re-injured. So Graston and ART both state that the pain pathway is you start at the top, you injure a muscle. Inflammation comes into the area that's low oxygenated. Your body responds by building tissue that's poorly oxygenated, so it's really instead of inflammation, it's osis. So instead of having tendonitis, it's really tendinosis. It's low oxygenated tissue. You get better, then you start working back out with that poor tissue or that low oxygenated tissue, and then you re-injure yourself. So you just do this whole cycle over and over of your body just responding. So Graston ART goes in and says, let's stimulate this area. Let's go in, get blood flow, good blood flow in while it's not injured. Your body's going to build it up with stronger tissue, and that's going to break that whole cycle of injury, re-injury. So that's what the whole purpose of it is. And so as we start working on it, when we worked on it before, he starts getting little red marks pretty quick. You don't want to go in and scrape, old school with Rothing and original Graston was to go in until it bruised. That's no longer the case. You want to just go until it starts causing that little pigment. So stretch that arm out. So we're already getting some good color there. It tells me that we're already creating that response. It also creates a neurological response to your brain to tell you, hey, this area is healed. It's good. This bruising is not from this. That's from rope climbs.
Wall scales.
Wall scales, yeah.
Oh, wall scales.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I just go in and each tool has a different kind of treatment head on it. So I just go in and kind of work it.
How's it feel, Josh?
It doesn't feel fantastic, but it's an interesting feeling. But I know it works because I did it yesterday and it already took away a lot of the issues I was having. So today doesn't feel as bad.
And so, who would you kind of recommend this for, and how many, should they come once a month, or?
If someone has a acute or newer issue, normally I do Graston scraping like twice a week for a couple weeks just to get in there, break it up, break that hole, get them better. If it's a chronic issue, I haven't found that more frequent breaks it up even faster. So it's usually just whenever their schedule permits. Still usually starts out the scraping at least twice a week, just to go ahead and get that response going. Another thing that I do is RockTape. So normally, I guess I could still, yeah, clean the oil off because I have coconut oil on there and it's not going to stick.
Josh loves that coconut oil. So it's
Love
like
it. For real.
The skin's so smooth and supple.
So after scraping, you can also go in and RockTape. So in this case, elbows are always a little funny because when they bend, so I'd actually come across, tape it kind of on the forearm, and then come around and tape around more of the tricep area. So you just do that real quick.
And so what's the purpose of the tape?
The tape goes in, has a twofold purpose. One is, once again, a neurological response. So you treat an area, and then by putting the tape on it, it's like a constant reminder to the brain that, hey, work on this area. The other aspect of it, the original thing that they invented RockTape for, kinesio tape, is to go in and actually, it's kind of like pulling the t-shirt, if that's that top layer of skin, fascia, when you put the tape on it, it actually lifts the skin away from the muscle to allow gliding and motion under there. So, put your arm like this. Like I said, because his is on the elbow, I'm trying to target around the back side of the tricep, since that's where it's kind of going, and then start here. I'll bend your elbow in, and I'll straighten it out for me. Just kind of coming up, down, and that's not going to stick real well because it still has that coconut oil on there, but that just kind of demonstrates the back. We're taping to get the tricep to actually activate a little more, take some pressure off that the medial elbow, and then taping over this area to allow blood flow to kind of get away from it.
How long does the tape last?
When taped properly, it can last up to 5 days. So when Doomsday is coming up, we have people come in, they can get taped Thursday, Friday. Prior to Doomsday, it will last all through the competition, and then you can leave it on actually afterwards for recovery.
Awesome. And you can shower with it on, right?
Oh yeah, and it's best to take off in the shower when it's wet. Once, like right now, I could pull it off. When I can pull it off, it's not sticking very well because it hasn't heated up to the body. But once it heats up to your skin temperature, it's like duct tape on you. It will tear. It will take skin off if you just rip it off after a couple hours.
I have personal experience.
So it's better to take it off when it's wet.
When it's
When
wet,
it's
Oh,
yeah.
gotcha.
Some people even use a little baby oil just to help.
Baby oil it up.
Yeah.
Have any of
about
your
that, too.
athletes experienced an adverse reaction to the substance on the tape?
Normally, because RockTape is supposed to be what is it? It's latex free. It's supposed to be. The only time people really have an issue is if they're like Band-Aid adhesive, if they're that sensitive. But with taping, if they get a bad reaction, it's because there's too much stretch on the tape. RockTape's designed to put it on with just the amount of stretch that's on the tape. If you try to go in and just take this one off since it's got the coconut oil on it, it has on the back a pattern, and so it has usually about this much tension on the tape. So after you take it off, you can see it's already bunched up. People want to put it on too tight, and so that irritates the skin when it's stretched, because you always want to tape it with the body part elongated and not stretching the tape. So it's better to tape over something and elongate the tape as opposed to trying to stretch out the tape and putting on it. I can do another whole lesson on proper ways of taping.
All
And
right.
then other thing is active release. I guess we can take Sam, since we've worked on her psoas muscle in the past. So you can just lay on your side facing this way. A lot of times when people come in with low back pain, ART teaches to always address the psoas muscle. Something you can do in the gym is lay on kettlebell with the angle of your hips and just put just enough pressure, because you're not gonna, lay on and put too much pain on yourself. It's better than having someone else try to hold the kettlebell on top of you. So just lay there. But what I want to do is just illustrate that the psoas muscle runs through here. So as I kind of get the tension and do a little pin and stretch and just kind of hold it. And when it's inflamed, I'm putting a pretty good amount of pressure on Sam, and she's already showing, a little bit. But if someone comes in with acute psoas muscle, just the tiniest bit of pressure on there, they're wincing, they're showing signs of discomfort. So that's the active release, and then checking someone's hip, just going through and just doing kind of pin and stretch on your back. Also, IT bands. Graston works really well on scraping IT bands. This is one of the longest bands in the body. It runs from the ilium all the way over to the tibia, so people can have knee pain associated with a tight IT band. So I'll get in there and stretch the IT band.
I know IT bands now.
That's a little you can see Sam's face. It's not the most pleasant thing in the world.
I don't see tears flowing. We're okay.
She's tough.
Helping.
So that's more the active release. And then the other good thing for people when they squat and deadlift, you can follow the table. So I have my flexion distraction. This is a Cox flexion distraction table. What it allows me to do is to hold each vertebra and disc and just give it a little stretch, a little side to side. Get fluid flowing into each disc, so it's Alex in there doing his heavy squats and deadlifts, overhead snatches. You can go in, and it also allows me to traction him out. So really good after, like I said, any of those compression loads.
So even if an athlete does not have an active injury, they could still come in and get this
Oh, yeah.
kind of care.
Right, because like I said, someone's back squatting 3-4 days, say they're doing swell off, is that right, swell off?
Mhm.
They're squatting daily. They're putting pressure on that disc, and if they did something, their vertebral body, goes out just a little. They could feel no pain, but over time of continued squatting, they could potentially develop a problem. So between taking the pressure off of the disc, doing technique like this, and then just keeping everything properly in line is vital for prevention. I know I was talking to a guy the other day that played at University of Georgia, and he was talking about they had a team chiropractor, and they would constantly get adjusted between practices and games just to be at their, just be that elite status.
So for someone who's coming to you for preventative care, could they come to you and then go train, or would you
Oh, yeah.
advise that they train and then come to you, or does it not matter?
It doesn't matter. Tell somebody if they're going to lift heavy or they want to hit a PR, come before just to make sure everything's just flying, just going good. Another thing is people who have, say, a hamstring that's not firing correctly. Actually, I had a guy that I was telling Elliot, he back squatted 680 pounds for a set of 6 the other day. He tore his hamstring last year in a powerlifting competition, just doing a simple to Graston, but more of a neurological response. He said he was actually able to fire his hamstring properly, and he's like, I haven't lifted that well in years since prior to damaging the hamstring.
And so you don't, you see everybody, correct? Like, I mean, it doesn't have to be an athlete that's coming in here. I mean, you get all types of clients that.
Oh yeah, anywhere from a 9-month-old baby with torticollis to a colicky baby, all the way up to my senior citizens who just have their aches and pains from just wear and tear on their body for 80, 90 years. So I see everyone.
Yeah, absolutely.
If there's a client that's expectant or an athlete that is expectant, is there something that you do differently or not recommend for
The
chiropractic
tables,
care?
I can adjust the tables for pregnant moms. I get a lot of moms. The funniest was one who came in, adjusted her whole pregnancy. She came in at 40 weeks, and I joked, I said, okay, one thing is you can't have a baby in here. I helped the midwife deliver both my kids, but I'm not delivering someone else's baby. And she came in, got adjusted, left, came back the next week and was like, I just really need an adjustment before I have this baby. I'm like, okay, seriously, 41 plus weeks pregnant, no having a baby in here. She didn't have the baby, but she had it like 2 days later, and I want to say it was almost an 11-pound baby, so bless her heart. I could see why her back was hurting her, but yeah, I mean, from expecting moms to, and then even post delivery, a lot of times the hips will change, and that's really a good time to get a female in to actually make some pretty major adjustments, just because the elastins in the body's still there. Things move a little easier, get things back into place. So.
Rob's back here gagging a little bit. That's okay.
Is there anything else that you want to let the athletes or anybody know about what you do?
Just listen to your body. I mean, if something's not feeling right, go do something else. You know, if you're doing some snatches and your shoulders are just not feeling right that day, go over and do some clean and jerks. Talk to the coach and say, hey, is there another movement I can do today? And that's just your body saying, maybe, something's not right today. And just change up the activity and then stretch it out. Give it a day, and then the next day you might do it and it feels perfectly fine, but just listen to your body. Your body's going to tell you whether you should do something or not.
All right, great advice. So guys, make sure that you come check them out, talk to your coaches. We work directly with Dr. Beres, so we can definitely let you know if we want you to come see him or if you need to come see him, and then let us know, and we can hook you up with a great rate, a promotional rate that we do working with him directly. So thank you again, Doc, for having us today.
No worries, man.
Appreciate it. And that's it.